Hello and welcome back to Piper House, where we renovate our 1889 vacant home in Nova Scotia. Today was a very exciting day because we were getting our very first dumpster. I say first because we will definitely need likely two more, at least one more, probably two. We wanted to wait though until we had enough compiled. The dumpster is a week-long rental, but if you don't fill it in that week, then you have to pay for the extra week. Anyway, we got it for 1 week. It was the biggest size they had, and boy oh boy, we could definitely fill it. Now watch me struggle to get these exceptionally long boards out of here. These were the boards that held the ceiling tiles to the ceiling. So some of them were like 16, 17 feet long. And we didn't really want to like throw out the wood because it's lumber we could use potentially, but it's also in the way big time. So I just struggled to get it in and out of all of these doorways. Oh my gosh, old houses and the narrow doors. Anyway, they're on the porch. All is good, but this was annoying. This dumpster morning was a very huge learning curve for us. All along, since we got the house, we've been putting all of the plaster and lath and trash into these very, very heavy contractor grade clear garbage bags. However, they are also a lot bigger than normal garbage bags, and this was a problem. I had some banking to do and was going to walk into town, but just wanted to check in with him for a little bit first and see how the dumpster situation was going. And then I found a piece of wallpaper that I hadn't put in my collection yet, so off I go. These garbage bags are a problem because once they're full, or half full even, they are so heavy that you can hardly lift them. And only filling them half full is a waste because they're also way more expensive. And here is where Matt decided to get artistic and paint the lawn with the plaster. It made a beautiful, perfect little question mark there. Oh man, this was such a miserable, miserable job. Plaster is so heavy. The plaster is so heavy, in fact, that the dumpster company told us that we could only put plaster in the first 15 inches at the bottom of the dumpster. If there's any more than that in the dumpster, it will be too heavy for their truck to take it to the dump. That's how heavy plaster is. So some of our garbage bags here have lath in them too, but we had to start kind of separating it out and trying to put plaster first and then lath on top. Anyway, massive learning curve, massive pain in the behind. He started taking these tarp loads instead. It seemed to be a lot easier. Okay, back from the bank, ready to start loading up some lath. We decided to try and separate out the lath so that we could then just shovel out the plaster. But in and amongst the rubble, I found a couple of things. Found a few pieces of broken ceramic and broken glass and things like that. But then I found this thing. It was so dark in there, I could hardly see what it was. But it was a coin, a fairly big coin, actually. It was really hard to see. As you can see, it was quite old and quite dark. So I took it out in the sunlight, and it's a New Brunswick 1 penny token. And on the back, the year is 1843, and that is Queen Victoria right there. This is a pre-Confederation coin, which I thought was so cool. I decided it's probably a safe bet that there's more stuff hidden in the rubble, and sure enough, the more I hunted, the more I found. I didn't find any great treasures, just some broken pieces of ceramic and some sort of bits and bobs, a doorknob, things like that. And here is me outside licking my wounds. I went to go and grab us some lunch. Before I went, I had the coin in my hand, and that ladder I'm standing on right there, I put the coin on the ladder because Matt was working in the living room and I just didn't think it through. When I got back from getting lunch, he had moved on to the dining room where I'm standing there, and the ladder was in a different place and all of the rubble was cleared off the floor. The coin is gone. It is in the dumpster. And when I tell you that I went and looked through that dumpster probably 5 or 6 times, hoping that I could find it, I mean, it would be worse than trying to find a needle in a haystack though, because it was just absolutely full of plaster and lath, and all the lath has like nails sticking up out of it. I kept convincing myself I could find it. Alas, the Queen Victoria New Brunswick penny token is gone. It was absolutely my own stupid fault, and I just wasn't thinking because Matt was working in a different room, and of course he never noticed that it was on the ladder because it's a coin. Anyway, my own stupid fault, but this is at the end of that day here, and the amount that we had gotten cleared out that first day into the dumpster, which was very exciting. Also, there were garbage bags everywhere, here in the kitchen, here in the back porch, just everywhere. We were tripping over them. So to get them out of the way and into the dumpster was such a relief. And this is the dumpster. After one day, this is how much stuff we got to put in it, which is why finding a coin in it was pretty impossible. It was the end of the day, I thought, so I switched back to my sneakers, very excited to get in the van and drive home. But then Matt reminded me, oh wait, we bought a fridge off Facebook Marketplace that we have to unload. Oh boy, oh boy. I was very impressed at how well he packed it into the van. Very exciting. The fridge was brand new, but there were dings and dents from when it had been delivered to the previous owner, so they got a new fridge for free and sold this one to us. Anyway, it does have dings and dents. We don't care. We also have dings and dents. But it's brand new. It does have handles. The handles are just inside because it makes it easier to move. But we were so tired and sore at the end of this day, and trying to pull this fridge out was not fun. I always feel a little helpless in these situations because look at me, I have no strength at all, and I'm not really sure how to help or what to do. Anyway, he got it all figured out. Here's us. We look like we're an ad for this fridge right now with how pleased we are with ourselves. Look at us. I have rented my entire adult life and have always only had the landlord special fridge. So to have this newer style fridge is incredibly exciting for me. We're just so happy. Anyway, into the back porch it went. I was trying to push, but again, I have the strength of a 6-year-old, so we switched positions and finally got it into the back porch. It's gonna stay there for now because we have a lot of work to do in the kitchen before we can put anything in there. There's big holes in the floor, etc. Anyway, in the meantime, it's gonna stay here, looking very pretty, and we are incredibly excited about our great deal. We also wanted to measure these 2 kitchen windows and also all of the doors in the house. We don't know when, if, how we're going to replace any of these, but they're not necessarily in the best shape, and eventually we would like to change these over for sure. That front door especially, God, it's a piece of work. So now this is finally the end of that first day with the dumpster. We were tired. But back we came a different day here, and I got to working on the hallway here. I was really hoping that I could use this under the stairs bit as storage once we tore all this down, you know, like put a cute little door on. Once I got it open though, realized that it's all framed in. There is no floor under the stairs, and you can see straight through into the basement. I got a little clip of that I'll show you in a minute. In the meantime, Matt's working on tearing down the rest of all of this stuff in this piping room area here. And the tarp trick has been our go-to ever since that first day, which has been great. Oh my God, the dirt, you guys. Tearing down these ceilings, if you can just imagine 118 years of dirt piled on the other side of that plaster. I mean, you can see it just in massive clumps coming down out of the ceiling. It is filthy, filthy work, let me tell you. No fun at all. And here is where you can see the basement underneath the stairs. And poor Matt, here he goes and shoves his forehead right into a piece of lath coming down from the ceiling. In the background, it kind of looks like I'm seeing all this happen. I did not. I hadn't a clue until much later. But he just absolutely smoked his forehead with this piece of lath. He absolutely should have, there he is there. He absolutely should have gone and gotten stitches. He refused, and it will definitely scar. He still has a big scab there, but anyway, on we go. The dirt of this place, Matt looked like a chimney sweep. Honestly, it was just filthy. But the ceiling is down, and we can start fresh in the whole house, which is a wonderful feeling. End of day 2, I had been tearing down more stuff in the hallway there, but my phone was low battery, so I didn't film much. I was trying to decide if I could move this door on my own, but I in fact had to call in the big guns to help. And if you're thinking, are you kidding, Veronica? It's a door. Oh, these are not the hollow doors of today. These are the solid hardwood doors of yesteryear, and they weigh a ton. And there was 2 of them. So we finally moved them out of the way so we could do more work on the hallway. And we were worn out and ready to go home. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please join us next time here on Piper House.